So as I mentioned in the last video, we're going to go through chapter 2 pretty quickly. Solving inequalities, it is almost the exact same process as solving equations. So we really can combine these sections and not have to spend a whole lot of time on each individual, like 2.2 and 2.3 and 2.4. We can really talk about them all at once. So we treat the inequality symbol the same way we would treat an equal sign. It's kind of like our balancing point. You probably, hopefully, remember me saying that, what we do to one side, we must do to the other, and that's the equal sign acts as our balance. So does the inequality symbol. Our solution set just looks a little different. So this part right here is what I want you to really focus on. We have a slightly different rule if we multiply or divide by a negative number. So if we multiply, if we act as if we both sides, we multiply or divide by a negative number, we must change the direction of the inequality symbol. Now, that doesn't mean that every time you see a negative value that you have to flip the direction. It has to be something that you do. So when we get to that, I will make sure to point it out. First, let's just do this first example. We're going to solve for k. Treat it just like, you can pretend that it is an equation. The steps are exactly the same. So if this was k plus 5 equals -9, then the first thing we would do would be to subtract 5 from both sides. That's what we're doing with the inequality. And k is less than or equal to -14. And then it says to graph the solutions on a number line. So let's draw the number line. And as I mentioned earlier, I don't need you to write 6 different numbers. Let's just do 3. So I'm actually going to center my number line around -14. And I'm going to do a couple values above it. So I'll just do -16 over here. And there's no real choice. I could do -15 or I could do -20 on the left side if I wanted to. And then I'm going to do -12 over here. They're each 2 away from 14. And this just shows me, when you guys do this, that you know how to write your number line. You know that the smaller numbers go on the left and the bigger numbers go on the right. Excuse me. And then shading. We need to make sure that we use the correct circle. So this is a closed circle because it's less than or equal to, and we're shading to the left. Okay, so remember my point before is that just because this value is negative doesn't mean that we use this rule. Okay, we're not using this rule unless we multiply or divide. So a good example is number 2. The math operation between the variable and -9 is multiplication. So we're going to divide both sides by -9. And it's this step right here where we need to flip the direction of the inequality. It's the fact that we divided by -9. So I'm going to flip the direction of the inequality, and m is going to be less than -7. So number line. And change that yet. So -7. I'm going to do -8 this time, and then -6 to the right. And because I always want things to look colorful, change the color of the number line, and there we go, shading to the left. Variables on both sides, it's the same idea. So we're going to subtract 3x from both sides. But 2x minus 12 is less than or equal to -4. Add 12 to both sides. 2x is greater than 8, and then divide by 2. Sure, yeah, that's right. I'm getting a little tired, so I feel like I'm gonna make a mistake on this video. Number line 4, 5, and 3. And we're going to, all these are to the left. That wasn't intentional. Okay. So with these examples, you want to distribute the 3 first, get the variable on one side, constant on the other, and that's how we solved all the equations. So yeah, I think we'll stop there and you can start working on your assignment.